Hello guys and welcome back to another model railway review. Now, obviously we have been off for quite a while recently. Been really busy with the car and the main channel, etc. and just other things and work and stuff like that. But I have picked up a new locomotive and look at this beauty. This is a Hornby Princess Coronation class. This is City of Bristol in the BR Express blue. And it's gorgeous. My first BR blue locomotive. I do have experimental purple, but this is a proper BR blue. It's my first one. And it's a gorgeous locomotive. It's out of the train set. It's the Royal Scot, is what it was known as. And I got 4 coaches with it. I didn't get the actual track and control, etc. So you'll see those coaches running with it shortly. But mainly just a review of the locomotive, which is, I think, the old tooling body with the new chassis. I think that's how they did it for the train set, but because it hasn't got the sprung buffers that some of them had. But anyway, it doesn't matter. We'll go through the review of this. It's a great locomotive, and I absolutely love it. It's one of my favourites in the collection, actually. It's slotted straight into the favourites and took all the other locos out because I think it's beautiful. I like this class anyway, but the livery is really nice. So I will run through it, have a bit of a running session with it, and another LMS locomotive of some form. I'll find one in the collection to run with it, and basically, yeah, we'll have a bit of fun with it. Let's get to it. So, this is what we got with it, Duchess class, which is the same. So, Duchess, Coronation, and Princess Coronation are all very similar locomotives. Locomotive and tender, it is all the gump for the locomotive itself. Just typical Hornby instruction manual. So that's what we got with the locomotive. Obviously it came in the big train set box, but I don't have that on me. It's underneath the railway, so I'm not going to be getting that out. So we'll just have a no box, even though it's called an unboxing review, but you know, oh well. And we're mainly going to run through the details, so we'll get to that now. I will say I think we got a detail bag with it as well. A couple of detail extra bags, so I think there was this one with some brake rigging and coupling and stuff. That was the other one that we got with it, and then the other one was just a drive and fireman and some other things, so nothing crazy. So this is the locomotive then, City of Bristol, gorgeous thing. So obviously it's down at the front, so we do not have sprung buffers, but this is an older model, so I'm not that bothered. Not really bothered anyway, it's only a gimmick. You can see there's quite a lot of nice moulded detail, rivets everywhere. You got the lamp irons and like the end where the cylinders are on the inside. You've got the number printed beautifully on the front, 46237. You've got the double funnel on the top. You've obviously got these beautifully moulded smoke reflectors. You have the lining across the bottom of the running plate. So you have the blue and then the white all the way across to the back of the locomotive. And you've got splashes, obviously you have the white and the black, including the top of the boiler banding as well, which is really nice. Loads of riveted detail. Metal handrails cross on both sides, which is really nice. You have some extra pipe work as well in a few places. So then you've got loads of moulded detail across the bottom near the splashes as well. So it looks really good. Obviously the wheels are really nice with the linkage, which looks fantastic going around. Which does look really nice. And then you've got this trailing axle, which obviously moves on this older locomotive, but on the new ones they're fixed. But everybody used to like the fact that these were more realistic to actually move and stuff as well. So it looks quite cool when it's going around having one of these instead of the ones that swing out on the newer locomotives. You have City of Bristol printed nicely on the side of the locomotive. Obviously it isn't etched or anything, but this is an older locomotive, so you didn't really get that on a lot of them. And it's red and it stands out really nicely with the silver lettering. It looks fantastic. You have, I think that will probably be a whistle that's moulded. Then you have the safety valves as well, which are metal, very nice feature. Loads of riveted detail across the top of the cab. You have more moulded detail on the sides. Dome done nicely, all the other pipe work as well. And then you have all the riveted detail across the side towards the rear of the firebox. And then you have the lining on the cab itself, which says 46237, the running number 8P, because it's one of the most powerful steam locomotives in Britain. And then loads of banding with the white and the black, which looks fantastic. And then obviously as it curves around as well, you've got some extra pipework at the bottom here as well. And then you've got the gold surround for the windows. Not glazed or anything, but obviously this is a slightly more budget model, especially because of the older nature of this tooling as well. But obviously it still looks fantastic. Still up to modern standards, I would say, when you compare it to more of the railroad as well. We've got railroad locos that are less detailed than this. But it is really nice. Cab detail, obviously, it's not painted, but there is moulded detail in there, so it's not too bad. It's not the worst I've seen. There is obviously a little bit of moulded detail in a few places. In fact, I can take these off because this is the era when they weren't screwed together. So yes, lots of moulded detail in there. It's fantastic. The tender itself is really lovely as well. It's quite heavy because it's obviously got it's got some weight inside of it from when these used to be tender driven, but this one is not, which is good. And then you've got the British Railways early crest printed really nicely onto the side of the locomotive with the white and the black lining, the gorgeous blue colour as well, which just looks fantastic. Loads of moulded detail at the bottom, which is where the axle boxes are. And then you've obviously got the gaps through them, which looks really nice. A bit of detail underneath the tender as well, mainly just the Hornby logo and stuff. So, and then across the back, you've got lamp irons, sort of like step sort of things, and then you've got the buffers at the back as well, which are circular, not ovals like they're on the front. And then you've got a slightly wider coupling, but it's not too wide. It's an acceptable size coupling, I would say. I believe that's probably removable, but I don't think you'll be able to put a thin one in. But there isn't one on the front, so it doesn't look ungainly or anything. And then you've got some moulded detail there for filling up the tender with water. And then you've got a collar at the top, which isn't too bad. It doesn't look too shabby. That looks alright. And then loads of riveted detail as well. Other side of the tender there you've got the front as well, which got moulded detail, etc. And then across the back, got some handrails as well on the backs and the front, which are metal and separately fitted. So not too bad. And then a bit of polystyrene there. Yes, it is. Because everywhere. And then just a quick look on the other side of the locomotive. Nothing we already haven't seen, so not too bad at all. Not the most detailed locomotive in the world, but then it's also not the least detailed locomotive in the world. It's acceptable for its price and its age. And I just think it looks the part. It looks incredible. It looks fantastic. And I would say it's a very nice locomotive indeed. Obviously, there are more detailed versions of these, but they're very expensive. And this was £144 with 4 coaches, so I don't think that's bad at all. And it runs beautifully because it's got a really good mechanism in it from this sort of era of Hornby. In fact, I've got Blackmore Vale, which is probably of similar age. So, and that's a really good locomotive as well. So I don't think it's too shabby at all. I actually really like this, and it's verging on one of the favourite locos in the collection, just because it's such a beautiful locomotive. So we will get to the running, see what this is like, and get a running session with it as well. So there is City of Bristol on the track, looking absolutely fantastic then. So we will just do a little bit of slow speed testing with this. Obviously, this is an older model, so give it the benefit of the doubt. But it's not too bad at all. I mean, whoa, look how good that is. Not cogging too much either. It's really good. It's slower. That's moving. How slow that is. It's actually moving. How is that moving that slow? It's quite consistent as well. It's not even like that bad. Sometimes when they go really, really, really slow, they do cog, but it's just super, super smooth and slow. Beautifully smooth. This is a pre-owned model as well, by the way. So it's obviously not spanking new. So I'll tell you what, it runs really well. It's beautifully smooth. 5-pole motor in there as well, so that's probably why. Not bad at all. That is fantastic, in fact. Proof that older models can be pretty decent. So I will get this for coaches. I will get another locomotive on the track to run with it, and then we will enjoy a little bit of a running session with it. So City of Bristol is ready to go. Let's just couple up with these coaches that it came with, which are stunning. They're really nice. Look at these. It's 4 of them as well, which is a nice amount. Look at that. So let's get going. City of Bristol then. Nice sort of speed. Not too fast, with a nice train. And then we also have the 7F on the line with some Pullmans of a bit more of a heritage train, so nice and slow for that because it's geared lower, so it's a nice slow freight locomotive. And then we've got City of Bristol going. Look at this. 7F just curving nicely. Keep an eye on that. Follow that around. What a stunning locomotive the S&DJR 7F is. Obviously, it's pre-grouping locomotive, but they did go into LMS ownership eventually. So, just one of my. It's also I think the second biggest LMS locomotive I've got now, because that's by far the largest. You can see by the size differences mad between these two locomotives. But we're running nicely anyway. Bachmann 7F. It is a little bit on the pricey side to get these. It was more expensive than the City of Bristol and the 4 coaches put together. Well, that was 144. The 7F was more expensive than that on its own. So ignore that, whatever that is. It's just in here to dry because it's been out in the rain. Yeah, 7F going nice and slow because it's a freight locomotive, but it's just a nice sort of heritage speed, looking absolutely fantastic, as usual with the Pullmans. We've got City Bristol coming around now. How good does it look with those coaches? We've got 7F coming now. Gorgeous thing that, isn't it? Look at how beautiful that is. Love it. Come down there. Love the 7F. Hope they don't clip my phone as it comes around. No, out of the woods there, it's okay, it's fine. Cleared it nicely. Blocking the view of the Princess Coronation there. I have googled it, that's what class it is. They are very similar classes, the Coronation, the Princess Coronation and the Duchesses. All very, very similar. Basically under the same class. But this one is specifically a Princess Coronation, which I believe were slightly later locomotives. With the non-tapered smoke box, which is a flatter one that curves down. So there's a slight difference in some of them. How beautiful that is, though. I mean, I know it's plain S&DJR black, but it's stunning. Look at the cab detail on that. That is a really well detailed locomotive, though, and a really rare locomotive as well. They're really difficult to find, so it's fair enough that was expensive. That's quite a good shot, isn't it? Right. I like that a lot. This isn't even 0.5 lens, this is just normal lens, so we can get this all in. That's pretty cool, isn't it? So I'm going to stop the 7F, just so we can get the City Bristol going around on her own. If I stop that nicely there, press and stop. Get this loco going around its own for a little bit. Running very nicely. It's been around for quite a while, before I got hold of it, so it's nice to properly run it back in again. Just get it running and enjoying a railway, because this is its new home. It needs to be cared for because it's a gorgeous thing. I love the fact I got the coaches as well, because I think they're gorgeous. I think they're XLMS, but they're in obviously the Blood and Custard. Was that a focus then? Which is a livery of coach I haven't got. I've got chocolate and cream, but I've wanted some of these to run with other locomotives for quite a while. So obviously they are XLMS, but you can run them with anything on a heritage railway. And because they're XLMS, they're technically BR, so we're fine there. You can see the size difference then as the Princess Coronation went past the 7F. It is quite a smallish locomotive actually for its size, but it is nice, very nice indeed. Watch this loco go around all day. I think it's beautiful. I don't want to keep you guys all day, but I think you guys might be enjoying this as well. Because just look at it, you cannot say you dislike a BR Blue LMS locomotive. It's so unusual, this livery, because hardly any locomotives are actually put into it, but it's my first one of not very many that I'm going to have, because it's very difficult to find locos in this, and there's a lot of locos I don't like in this livery. Well, not a lot, but a couple I don't really like that much, but I think it's stunning. The King is definitely one, and I want to get Campac as well. The Merchant Navy, or the West Country, that's in BR Blue as well. I want to get that, but other than that, I'm not sure if there's going to be any others, but we'll give it one more lap, and then we will finish the video. But it's beautiful, this locomotive. Absolutely stunning. Takes my total of locos up to 55. And nicely stop. I'm out of focus. Well done, camera. There we go. That is the Hornby City of Bristol then for you guys. Hope you have enjoyed the review. Just a reasonably faster one today than normal, but what a beautiful thing. And the coaches as well. Let's not forget I got the coaches with this locomotive. It is stunning. It's BR Blue as well. It's my first BR Blue locomotive and my largest LMS region locomotive now in the collection. My flagship LMS locomotive for the time being until I get bigger ones. It's probably still going to be my flagship because it's blue and it's special and it's cool. And probably going to be my only blue BR proper LMS locomotive, except from Caledonians, which don't really count. In terms of big proper LMS designs that were built during the LMS and not pre-grouping, it's probably going to be my only blue one. But we'll see where it goes. Who knows what the collection holds. It's got quite a variation, a lot of variation in it, and it's pretty unusual to say the least. But anyway, it is beautiful, and I hope you enjoyed seeing this join the collection as well. I certainly have. I think it's stunning and making me really like LMS locomotives now. I will say there will be another locomotive next month potentially. I'm going to go for the new one of the new A5s if they're available, the Sonnet model ones. So hold out for that. If you would like to see a review of that, obviously subscribe to the channel and make sure you've got a notification bell on. But until then, hopefully we're going to do some running sessions if I can get around to doing any. And now that I've got this, I could do LMS. So that might be the first one I do. But anyway, I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. If you have, obviously do all the subscribe, malarkey, and I will see you very soon for some more model rail videos. Goodbye.